No, relatively normal. We're certainly working really hard. We're solution focused, and certainly we got into action, and because we've got a strong game plan that stood up for a while, we've been able to break it down, see where it's been breaking down. But fundamentally, there's been talking about just trying to give our best effort and getting into action, and to build some confidence going up to it's a difficult assignment. It's a little bit unique on a Thursday night, and to sort of kick off the round, and still quite warm up there, 26, but it's a really good opportunity to get away and travel together and spend some time together, and obviously we're trying to find some form. Look, it was a really good opportunity to give a bit more time to break things down a little bit and work through things, but certainly the response from the player group has been fantastic, and we're under no illusions we've got a bit of work to do, but certainly the guiding principle is going to be we didn't enjoy round 3. That hasn't happened for a long time, so round 1 and 2 they could have gone either way, but certainly round 3 it's sort of brought the need for the real philosophy is going to be playing players that have a real crack and are prepared to give their best effort. So birth certificates are out the window. We're really about an effort and growth mindset. So we're going to pick players that are going to have a crack and represent our members in a manner that's expected. So that's the whole guiding philosophy for this week. Yeah, well, I think it's sort of the jury's out. It's a bit about. The general review was all the things that happened were preventable, and we just need to sort of be disciplined and work together and give better effort. So in some senses we're in the game, and in others we weren't. And it's about working on the track. So we're quite confident that we can get up and about. I think you see there's a lot of mixed results and teams up and down, and so I think everyone's still working through the season, and I think it's very premature to be giving away a season at round 3, particularly with the capacities we have. Yeah, look, I think everyone continues to evolve, and and I'm an old coach of mindset. The only constant in league football is change. So we've certainly played, Alistair Smith and Archer, a couple of debutants, and Winmar's close, and then, but by the same time, we're happy to have Justin Kazitsky back this week. He looks like playing, and it was great to get Snyder back. So it's going to always be that blend and combination. I don't necessarily agree that you have to bottom right out. I think you can sort of blend the two together, and I think there's a few clubs in the competition that have proven that. No, he had a run, and we trained really hard. So I think it's intensity levels are pretty similar, and there's that risk versus reward, and then a 4-day break. So we're really confident he'll play, and he's on top of the world. He had a baby boy, his first baby, Jack Kazitsky, so he announced him to the world. So he's full of energy and enthusiasm, and he's in a really good place. We're really confident we can get going. What that looks like, I don't know. But I'm not talking about wins. I'm talking about effort and endeavour and enthusiasm, because I've seen it on the track, and we've got great leaders here, and led by Rewalt, and a coaching panel that's committed, and all we know is when we're struggling, work really hard and build our enthusiasm, and that guarantees us our best chance, and that's exactly what we've done. Oh, look, they're all dangerous. They're all dangerous. So I'm really worried about it. I think what we learned at the end of 2008 was if you can't get your football right, it doesn't matter what you know about the opposition. And at the minute, we're not playing how we want to play, so that's our focus, and at the right time, we'll put some effort into Brisbane. And that's loosely going on, but certainly haven't firmed up anything. Obviously, they've got Simon Black's a champion, and Power, and they've got some really dangerous young kids. Rain's doing a great tagging role, and Banfield, Power kicked 4 the week before. Leuenberger really getting good. Mitch Clark was dominant, so and then they're running backs like McGrath and Adcock. So they've got a bit there, so I know enough, but at the minute it's about us.